Hello everybody, and today we're going to be doing another Reddit replay cast here today. I'll just start this going now. Right, this is another one of the Reddit Cast It subreddit, and it's an all-pick game. I didn't really have a look into too much of what's happening here, but it looks like we do have a 3-stack on the dire side. I'm just going to speed this up a bit to get through the draft. Okay. Okay, and it looks like we've got on the Dire team, we have, it's a global lineup here. We've got the Silencer, Zeus, Spectre, Nature's Prophet, and Ancient Apparition. This will be quite nasty for any squishies on the Radiant side, because they'll just be able to pick them off from any time, basically, after they all hit 6. So we've got Pudge coming in the mid lane here, on the Radiant side. We've got a Gyrocopter as well, probably going to be playing the hard carry role for this team. We've also got a Disruptor here going support, getting Observer Wards, very nice, always good to see. Gyrocopter probably going to be their safe lane carry. Oh, actually, cancel that one. They have an Alchemist, so I'll be interested to see how they set their lanes up for this one and see what they get. Right, so the Disruptor, yep, it's just a straight up regen with Observer Wards. Still no Courier, most likely they'll be getting that themselves. Courier on the Dire team, that is the Shagbark, I believe, yep, Shagbark, that's the one. Right, laning setup, it looks like a Spectre going safe farm with the Ancient Apparition. We've got the Zeus mid, of course. We're going to have Silencer, looks to be going top for a tri-lane, and Nature's Prophet look like going on the off lane as well. The Silencer, not going for a very aggressive build, just standard items, nothing out of the ordinary here. The Nature's Prophet is sitting on the rune, and he is going to be should be able to deny this. Yes, and then the Pudge doesn't get the double damage there. That's going to be a significant laning advantage for the Zeus. Disruptor is looping around here. I don't know where exactly he's going at the moment. Probably going up to check for runes, or no, he'll be going to ward. Probably warding in this position here, but the Dire do have a ward up there as well, so they both have vision of that jungle. It's a very nice ward spot there as well. Okay, and on the bottom lane we've got Gyro and Dazzle. This should be quite a nice lane for the Gyro, especially against the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet is very strong in the off lane, but he may struggle against that dual range, especially if the Dazzle goes full onto the onto Harass, which he looks like he's doing. He's pushing him out quite well here. Nature's Prophet might maybe forced to go into the jungle very shortly. Okay, let's have a look at some of the last hits here. Looks like Zeus is beating Pudge. Pudge has only got one last hit at the moment, so he's going to need to step up his game, maybe get a little bit more, use his rot a little bit more to help him with the last hits. Like if he used rot there, he could have got another last hit, and that'll be a little bit more of an advantage. Seems like he's not attempting to deny the Zeus here either, so that could be a problem, because if Zeus gets fed early on, that was a terrible hook, I'm afraid. Obviously going there for the little bit of harass there with the pure damage. It is quite a considerable amount of damage. It's 90 pure, and Zeus is only sitting on 600, so he should be able to get a little bit of a decent amount of damage there. And the top lane here, it looks like Alchemist has taken a reasonable amount of damage harass here. That'll probably be from the Silencer, using the using his, what was it, Curse the Silent? Yes, Curse the Silent. And Alchemist is almost dead. If Ancient Apparition can get in range, no, he cannot. But still, that is him forced out of the lane. No salve, of course, because that would be too sensible. Much more important to get the Quelling Blade to get no last hits. Right. It looks like the Zeus is doing the best in the last hits. This could, I hope that he goes off and does a good bit of ganking shortly. That'd be nice to see. Gyrocopter is next in the farm here. He is farming pretty well. Nature's Prophet can't really contest him a great deal, but he is getting a few last hits here, which is very important in the offlane, especially as a Nature's Prophet, who's such a gold heavy hero. Looks like maybe a little bit of action in the top lane. Spectre seems to be farming pretty well too. Taking a little bit of harass here is usually dangerous on the Spectre, but he does have the Desolate, so it's not quite as bad. Going for the Quelling Blade over the Stout Shield, which can be a bit dangerous, especially against two ranged supports, because every little bit of damage you can stop is money you don't need to waste on regen or time you don't need to spend out of the lane, which is important for the only real, I suppose you could probably call, Nature's Prophet and Silencer carries, but they're not going to be playing that role in this game. Let's have a look at the wards. Yep, still only the 2 wards on the high ground up here. That's all you really need at the moment, because that'll give the mid lane vision of one of the rune spots. If it doesn't spawn there, then it'll be the bottom lane for them. Okay, looks like Pudge's got an early smoke, so he'll be most likely be going for an early gank, probably as soon as he gets his meat hook up to level 4, and maybe once he's got his dismember and things like that, make it an effective ganking tool. Down the bottom, it seems that they've Dazzle's gone top lane now, so it's just leaving the Gyro, obviously feeling quite safe to let him farm on his own down there. Gyro is quite in a 1v1 matchup, and if he's only against an off-lane hero, usually does pretty well, because he's got the stun for the escape, and he's got the rocket barrage if there's anything coming in close for kills. It looks like Nature's Prophet is going to be going for Hand of Midas here, as usual. Pudge picks up a haste rune in the bottle. And it looks like he's going to go and gank top, but of course he's been spotted out by this rune. I'm not sure if they know that rune, that ward's there or not, but he seems he's going to go back to lane. Oh, that's a very nice hook, but no dismember at the moment, so that won't end up in the kill. Still a nice hook, good use of the haste rune there. On the bottom lane, Gyrocopter is using his flat cannon for a little bit of harass on the Nature's Prophet, which is, it's always nice to be able to get that little bit of extra damage out there. Looks like a little bit of, oh, sorry, I just missed first blood there, as usual, the curse. But that was Zeus taking out, oh, what am I doing? Oh, my god, that was actually in the bottom lane. The mid lane, rather. I apologise for that one. But yep, Zeus managed to kill the Pudge there. That was quite nice. Managed to get his level 6 as well, and he got his arcane boots out of that one as well, so that'll help him to snowball quite hard in this game, provided he makes use of that and doesn't sit in lane and farm. You don't really need much farm on the Zeus from creeps, so looks like a little bit of pressure here. Will this be a self-stun? No, it will not, but unfortunately left a little bit too late there, so he couldn't get in the Disruptor's kinetic field there, which is unfortunate, but still it's a good bit of damage, and it pushes them out of the lane a little bit more. Spectre still has a considerable amount of regen here. He's got enough to hold his own. Silencer still got regen, and Apparition still got regen. Nothing on the Alchemist, nothing on the Dazzle, and only a Clarity on the Disruptor. So straight up trades will be definitely in favour of the Dire here. Zeus is leaning over at the side here. I'm not entirely sure what he's planning at the moment. Possibly wanting to go for a gank, but rune. So get himself a regen rune, so that'll be quite handy for him. You should be able to throw out a good bit more harass on the Pudge here. He is going for a smoke at the moment. Maybe see if he can pick up Zeus if he gets slightly out of position to the left or the right here. Most likely to the left he's hoping for with his positioning here. On the top lane, it looks like Spectre is being forced back quite a lot by the harass. And he's, let me see, he is actually lasting pretty well. Up on top is the Gyrocopter, of course. He's having a reasonably easy time against the Nature's Prophet, not taking a great deal of harass, and using his abilities. You can just use his mana to help him get that little bit of extra farm, because he does feel safe at the moment. Ancient Apparition coming in here for a little bit of harass, but he gets caught in the kinetic field there, so that means that he's going to be next to useless, and here comes the stun. Ooh, that's unfortunate. A little bit of extra damage there, maybe forcing him to use it, and that looks like it's going to be a kill there. Very well played. Very well counter-initiated, especially by the Disruptor there, using the kinetic field to effectively cut Ancient Apparition out from a supporting position. Very nice play. And of course the money going to Alchemist as well, which will help him accelerate his farm. Not that you really need it with Grievel's Greed, but it's always nice to get that little bit of extra gold. The mid lane, Pudge is still sitting on Boots Ball. Most likely going to be going for an urn, I would guess, but you're sometimes surprised. Oh, that was a very, very nice hook, and the Dismember, and that is a guaranteed kill. Well played, Pudge. Oh, and he managed to cut him out before... Yes, he managed to cut him out before he used the Thunder God's Wrath, so that... Oh, and a buyback, no kill. Unfortunate on that one. A little bit of a waste of a cooldown there. Pudge effectively bottling out the damage there, which is always good. The Gyrocopter is starting to fall behind to the Zeus, actually. but he is still farming pretty well. Let me see what's he got in the courier here. That is a Hand of Midas, so that should help him snowball further into the late game, and he'll be able to carry much better. I'll also give him the experience advantage. It's one of the more overlooked uses of Hand of Midas. You do get a significant experience advantage, and when you're soloing a lane as well, he's going to be a much higher level than most other heroes. I mean, if we look at the Dazzle here, he's level 4, Silencer level 3, Ancient Apparition 4, and Spectre level 5. So that really does add up in the long run. We'll just have a look at the gold graphs here to see how they're doing. It seems like the Dire's got a pretty negligible gold advantage here. That can easily be recouped. And right, let me see. And Pudge's got himself a DD rune, and yes, he is going for the urn, and he's got the urn as soon as he gets use of the courier here. So that'll be quite nice for him. He'll be able to use that effectively for ganking, a little bit of pure damage burn, which is always a plus. The Alchemist still up here farming. It looks like the supports are backing off a little bit, possibly to give him a little bit extra experience or maybe something else, but that is a dead Alchemist. Oh, and also the Dazzle goes down to the Nature's Prophet ult. That was a good bit of communication there from the Dire team, managing to secure themselves 2 kills. And more farm for the Nature's Prophet, of course, which is quite nice. Right, yeah, we'll have a look at the experience graphs, and the Dire has got a reasonable advantage here, most likely to do with that extra kill, and also effective use of the lanes. So, top, still a bit of pressure. Alchemist throwing down the acid spray there. Got a little bit of damage out, a little bit of harass, and a little bit of that minus armor as well, which is always handy. Scare the supports out of the lane, because they are a little bit squishy sometimes, so you need to be careful of your health. Okay, and this looks like Zeus getting an invisibility rune. This could be dangerous for those 2 bottom, but I think probably Zeus could come down and get this, to be honest, because unfortunately with the Hand of Midas, that does put you behind in terms of stats and overall useful items. You do get the attack speed off of it, but not a great deal of other useful stats really, apart from obviously the gold advantage. The Spectre here is sitting in 2.5k. That's most likely going to be getting early relics so he can get his Radiance, and that will help them with their global ulti lineup, it seems, because when he uses that, he'll be able to, the burn damage does stack with his Haunt ability, so that will be nice for them. Pudge still lurking. He's falling behind in last hits here. He's not being effective in getting kills here, so he is using a smoke here, so he may be able to pick up Zeus here. No, Zeus has an invisibility rune as well, so Pudge is just going to be wandering around looking for them. Zeus coming in for the gank here, and he does have the invisibility rune, and bang, there we go, and here we go, throwing the ultis. Ancient Apparition just got his ulti there. He should be able to fire that at the Alchemist, provided his aim's okay. That should be a kill. Ooh, just a miss there. That's unfortunate. The Spectre is chasing here, but it looks like he's actually at a moving disadvantage here, because Alchemist is sitting on the power treads and he has no boots at all. That's one of the problems with the fast Radiance build there as well. Pudge committing suicide there as well. Nature's Prophet in a bit of a bad spot here. It looks like Dazzle might try and go for the kill here. He's looking for him. If they had a little bit more ward vision, maybe around here or around here, they'd be able to see the Nature's Prophet if he comes in for some offensive jungling there as well. A little bit of downtime here. The Spectre is standing around waiting for some reason, but he is very close to his relic now, so that'll be a good boost for him as well, and then there's just the recipe to get from there, and that shouldn't be too much of a problem. He's been getting reasonably safe farm the whole game, so he's in a pretty good spot at the moment. And you can see the Radiance here, that is 3,800, so he's only a couple hundred gold away from getting his relic, which will be nice for him. The Silencer's coming over here to get a little bit more supports on the top lane, maybe lurk a little bit around here, but he is going to show. Try and get maybe a last hit or two to give him a little bit of help. Okay, it's always nice to see flying couriers at this stage of the game as well. I just missed another kill. I am excellent at this. Ancient Apparition's coming in here as well for that little bit of extra attack. Unfortunately, the not going to be able to combo with the Ancient Apparition with a lane like this because you don't have the slows or stuns that you need to get the cold feet stun off as well. You should be able to just run out of that with no problems at all, really. I'd say that is probably one of the biggest flaws with this team, is they don't really have much disable. They've got the sprout ability for Nature's Prophet, and they've got silences. That's pretty much it. So they're might run into problems there. The Alchemist seems to be, he's quite far behind in farm here actually. He's quite slow. Looks like he's probably been going for a Midas as well, or possibly that might be turning it on Mjolnir as well. Let's see what they're saying. Some nice play, some compliments on play from the other team. That's always nice to see. Always good to see people not raging out. That is a nice ward placement there, because that will stop the Zeus coming in from around there and maybe picking up a kill. One of the best things you can do is Zeus. Bit of wasted mana there on the kinetic field, unfortunately, but maybe they thought they were in there. Wanted to be a little bit more defensive. Podge is coming in here for a gank. He is sitting on Urn, and he's probably going to be getting his Hood. That would be what I guess he's getting, or maybe the Force Staff with that Ring of Regen as well. Getting the Ring of Regen is usually quite effective because you can chop and change what you're deciding to do, and still not just have that money sitting in the bank. And he gets the health stop. The Ancient Apparition ult is actually very effective on Alchemist because he won't be able to get his heal from the Chemical Rage either. He's quite smart not to waste the cooldown there as well. Podge coming in for a cleanup here, and he might be able to get 2 out of this. Spectre effectively using the Haunt there, that was nice. And there we go, double kill and suicide as well. So that was quite a good engagement, but unfortunately the Alchemist did die. So that's less than ideal. But their Gyro is farming really well. He's got his Ring of Aquila, he's got his Hand of Midas, and he's got his Phase Boots now as well. Should be looking to work towards a more major item just now, like a MKB or a Manta style or something like that. Probably the Manta style, I would say, would be the choice that I would personally go for, but I'm not playing here, so. Right, the Spectre, he has his Relic by the looks of things. Yep, he's got his Relic. So I was right with the Radiance Rush there. So he's just got to get the recipe, which is, if I remember, so yep, 1350. So after he gets that, then their global ultimate lineup will be more effective. Well, where did that go? I'm unsure where that ult was intended for. Silencer coming in here for a little bit of a side gank. Silencer's not great in the global lineup as a pure support, purely for the reason that if you don't get Aghanims, you don't do damage with it. So that's just a global silence, and if you're just going for across the map global kills, then it's not going to be that effective. And it seems Alchemist is going to get caught here. Yep, there we go, and that is a kill. Not reacting quick enough to the cold feet proc there, so he ended up getting stunned and ultimately led to his death. That is unfortunate for him. Spectre's farming pretty well. Let's have a look at the net worth for the teams. Gyrocopter sitting on the top, as I would expect. He is playing pretty well. That Hand of Midas also helps out. The Nature's Prophet in a similar situation. Again, Hand of Midas makes a big difference. Spectre's coming up in third. He's the only non-Hand Midas carry in this game, so that's good for him. He is not too far off of his relic, off of his radiance as well, so he should be able to make a little bit of space for his team as well through that. The Podge looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. Just a couple of these global ultis from this, and he should be able to go down. Nope, he is going to escape Dazzle Throws on the preemptive Shallow Grave there, just in case there's any Ancient Apparition ults or something like that coming in to end his life. Oh, unfortunate creep. And he may, yep, he takes it. Takes that little bit of extra damage. He doesn't get the big hit from the ultimate, but he does still take that damage over time there. Oh, that was very close. Does Zeus have his ultimate? That is the question. No, they don't. Spectre has his ultimate though, but he's not going to be able to switch to this one, I don't think. unless he gets in a slightly better position. No, Dazzle is going to escape. A bit of a concerted push in the mid lane here. It's all 5 heroes. They seem to be splitting up now as well, so they can go off and make sure they're continuing to farm. Looks like an Aghanim Scepter coming out on the Nature's Prophet. And yep, Aghanim Scepter on the Ancient Apparition. And Zeus probably will go Aghanims, or maybe a Refresher. Yeah, that's an Aghanim as well. So yeah, it looks like they're just going full on the ultis. I've used this tactic a few times. It's usually quite effective. But one of the things that can counter that is buying magic resistance. If you buy magic resistance, that cuts out a huge amount of the amount of damage they can throw with these global ultis, because most of them are magic damage, with the exclusion of the Spectre. But of course he's got his Radiance as well, so that damage will be cut out too. So it'll be very effective to buy a cloak. It's only 550 gold for the cloak. Yep, 550 gold, and that's 15% more EHP, really, effective health points. So that would be quite useful for them. Okay, it seems they are warding and counter warding. There's still that ward up there. Let me see. Dire has much better vision at the moment. Radiant don't seem to be using the wards, seem to be sitting on them quite a lot, which is unfortunate. But it's always nice to have them, and need them and not have them, I guess. A little bit of harass here on the silencer. Nothing much is going to happen out of this one. Pudge coming in for a sneaky wee hook here, and unfortunately that is gone. I believe that's actually the whale hook as well. It's a nice hook from the TI3 reliquaries. I was quite jealous of people getting that one. Right, Alchemist still sitting on the same gold and same items here. He's almost certainly going for gloves, going for his. Well, actually, he may be going for his Mjolnir. Depends if he wants to go attack speed or if he wants to go a bit greedy. It's a bit late to be going Midas at this stage. Ooh, wow, that was a very, very nice ult combo there. Using all of their ults in time there to be able to get that kill. And it looks like Pudge is going to go down too, unless he can deny himself. And he does. Very well played from Pudge there. If you're going to die, might as well deny them that gold and experience and everything like that. So, always good. Good skill to have. And from this, probably Dire should be able to push off of this one if they know it's the most sensible thing to do. Either that or go and do Roshan, but they don't really have any proper tanks apart from maybe Nature's Prophets. Treants, they'd be able to tank it, but they are still not amazing tanks for it. So yeah, this tower's going to go down. It looks like they've already used their glyph, so they're not going to be able to defend using this. Alchemist throwing a little bit of a chemical concoction here, and Nature's Prophet gradually escaping, but he's running too close to his allies, so they're taking that little bit of extra damage here. Dazzle going for that little bit of the slow with this paralyzing cask, I think it's called, isn't it? What's it called? Poison touch, sorry. Yep, Pudge going in for a little bit of a short range hook here, and that should be a dead Ancient Apparition. He should be able to deny himself here as well. Nope, Nature's Prophet cleans up with his ultimate there as well. And Gyrocopter goes down too. This is not looking good for the Radiant side. They are on low health, so they're probably going to have to back off of this one as well, because Alchemist can still pick them off with an unstable concoction or something like that. Alchemist not doing too well in the net worth here. He's only on just about 4k. So that means he is going to be considerably behind, but the Gyrocopter is farming pretty well. He's gone for his Helm of Dominator, which is always a nice item on Gyro. You can use that to stack ancient camps as well. Gyro is a very good ancient farmer if he's got the micro skills to do it. Just pick up a creep and go in here and you can pull and stack. There's a haste rune here on the bottom, and the Dire do have vision of it. They've been keeping very good vision of the ward spots the whole game. Kudos to them. Nature's Prophet, he has looks like a decent farm at the moment. He's got his Aghanim Scepter, Hand of Midas, and he's probably going to be going, what's this, shop, Perseverance. He's probably going to be going for a Refresher, to be honest, because it looks like this, they've got their tactic and they're going to stick with it with the global ultis. Right. Up on top, Silencer going for a little bit of defense here to stop the tower from taking unnecessary damage, making it easier for the Radiant to pick that off if they need to. Gyrocopter taking a little bit of Radiance burn damage, but that's not going to be too much of a problem for him. He can lifesteal that back. Right, looks like there's going to be a little bit of action happening here. Ancient Apparition coming in from the side with the haste rune. Pudge misses that hook. Quite difficult to hit a hasted target there. But you can lead the target, especially coming up a bridge like that. He probably could have hit it, but he didn't. Yes, he is going for the Force Staff, so not going for the newfangled Blink Pudge. He's going for the old school Force Staff Pudge, which has been proven effective. Dendy being one of the main men for that. Sounds are doing a little bit of jungling with Nature's Prophet here as well. They can safely do that because they can still support with their ultimates and Silence, and they both have them at the moment. Looks like they're probably going to be going aggressive here, I would guess, because they do have all of their ultimates up. Unless they're all level 11, so their levels should be up to scratch. Nature's Prophet sitting on level 15 actually. So that's pretty good for him. As you can see, the experience is vastly in favour of the Dire here. The kills will make a considerable difference in that one, but also the Midas use as well will add up to that, and of course splitting the farm with the Nature's Prophet jungling. Little bit of action here, and it looks like Ancient Apparition is going to get that kill. There we go, well played. Using the Shallow Grave here, trying to slow down the Spectre from killing the carry, but unfortunately he is not able to. The Radiance Burn getting the kill, and also taking down the Gyrocopter as well. That was Zeus. And yes, they did use all of their ultimates there as well, as I thought they would. That's one of the main reasons you go for this, really. Right, okay, and I'm not sure, they should push here either for the middle racks while they've got the creeps wave pushed, or maybe the Roshan. I'm not entirely sure which they're going to go for here. It looks like they're actually going to split up a little bit. No, they're not. Yep, they're going to go for a little bit of damage on this, but they are starting to come back. Ancient Apparition throwing his ult just for a little bit of vision there, and maybe a little bit of the frostbite damage as well there. So always good. Silencer running a little bit too close to his allies, but not. It's only a small amount of damage. Disruptor still only got level 1 Thunder Strike, so it's not a large amount of damage really there. It's worth leveling that up sometimes if you're going to be using it for harass rather than just for CS or something like that. Always nice because it scales reasonably well. It's an extra 20 damage per proc, and that does add up, especially in team fights when people are, it's cleaving effectively onto the rest of the team. They're splitting up now to have do a little bit of farming, a little bit of counter pushing here. Zeus up in the top lane, giving it a little push, allowing the creep wave to build up a little bit more. There's 2 range creeps there as well as the catapult. He probably should be throwing a little bit on, but he's obviously not feeling safe because the Pudge is missing for him. And yep, they are reacting to this one as well to defend it. Ancient Apparition doing a little bit of jungling, but Nature's Prophet, his farm is more important, so he's going to take all the take the CS for that. Not a bad thing at all. Silencer has 30 intelligence stolen. That's a very nice number for him. Be able to throw out a lot more damage. He's sitting on 113 damage with no damage items, besides of course the magic wand. So that's a big bonus for him. It's nice for him to be able to get those. Ancient Apparition, he's almost, he's pretty close to his point booster now, and that'll give him his Aghanim Scepter, and that'll make his ultimate a lot more effective. Looks like Spectre is going now for a Diffusal Blade with the 2 Blades of Alacrity and the Robe of the Magi, so he should be pretty close to that now. That'll be quite nice against the likes of Disruptor and Dazzle and things like that. You'll be able to perhaps reduce the amount of damage that they can do using the Haunt here, and that's the burn damage. Does a huge amount, and that's, yep, team wipe, absolute team wipe using the ults very effectively there. Ancient Apparition leading the target a little bit there and pushing it a little bit further than where the team fight had them. Pushing it towards the team fight, anticipating the Pudge. Very nice play, very nice play. And they should be able to push off of this one or take Roshan as well. And looks like Radiant are being a little bit forward and saying GG, well played. Always nice to see people that are willing to say the other team played well as well. It's always nice to see that rather than just saying easy GG noob or something like that. But it's kind of bad form really for the winning team to say GG before the Radiant team. It's a little bit overconfident and does come back. I would say at this point in the game it looks like the the global ulti lineup is going to win it overall. They're not going to. The Radiant aren't going to be able to catch up. We'll have a look at the gold graph to see how it is. Yep, it's over a 15, almost a 17,500 gold advantage here. That's a huge deficit to come back from. The Alchemist's not been farming very well. He's not going to be able to clear that difference, and the Gyrocopter's not going to be able to either. It's unfortunate against the Nature's Prophet and things like that. It's much more difficult for them to get a good, consistent level of farm, because the Nature's Prophet can TP in and counter push and things like that for them. So it's unfortunate. Have a look at the XP. It's a little bit less important, but they are massively in the lead with the XP there as well, as you can see. We'll have a look at the KDA here. Nature's Prophet sitting on 11-1. He's been picking up all the last hits and the kills. Everyone has been contributing mostly evenly for most of the kills as well, with the global ultis whenever they're off cooldown. Some of them obviously being longer cooldowns, like 120 seconds, and Zeus is 90 seconds and things like that. There's only a 60-second cooldown on this now, so he'll be able to throw that a lot more often. A little bit of smack talk here from the two solo laners here, the Gyrocopter and the Nature's Prophet here. Shouting at him for no BKB. You don't necessarily need a BKB, but I would definitely say against this lineup, when they're using the global ultis so effectively, you do need the BKB, or you do need some form of magic resistance at the very least, and that is a double kill there. Very, very nice. And throwing this in to see if they can get a little bit of kill. Now that will stop them from getting their fountain heal as well. And as you can see there, be able to just pick off that kill there. Very nice play from Ancient Apparition, anticipating the Nature's Prophet ulti there. And they're going to get racks out of this one as well, wisely going for the melee barracks while they have time. Range barracks should only be done first when you don't have enough time to get the melee barracks down. Allows for much quicker pushing. Spectre in a little bit of a scary position here. He doesn't really have the health regen to sit about here. It's fairly overconfident that Pudge gets one hook or something like that on him, or even Disruptor throwing a Thunderstrike on him. He could potentially die there. Thunderstrike still sitting at level 1 here. Obviously not finding it very effective, but I think this is probably game over for the Radiant here. It's a huge kill deficit, huge gold deficit, and Alchemist stunned himself. Unfortunate, couldn't quite catch up to them in time. They will try and defend. It's good that they're still trying. They're not just, well, apart from the Gyrocopter, they're not just sitting in base. I hate it when people do this. You should fight until the complete end, unless they're horribly fountain farming and taking far too long. And Pudge gets another kill there on Zeus. It's a nice play. You can always get. It's nice to get that little bit of extra farm. The Pudge, you know, he's played reasonably well, but he's also died quite a lot of times. The global ulti does make a huge difference. The Flesh Heap doesn't add a huge amount of survivability, really, to him. So he probably would have been more effective going for a Hood of Defiance and a pipe, probably. That would have been more effective. Maybe not need to go all the way to the pipe, but the Hood would definitely have helped him survive quite a lot of these engagements, because it's a lot of magic damage. It's almost pure magic damage besides the Spectre and the Nature's Prophet. You're not going to get much right click from the others. Silencer does throw out a reasonable amount, but it's nothing too scary, nothing they can't really deal with. Gyrocopter looks like he's probably going to be working on a BKB. Bit late for that one, to be honest, but there's not really a great deal they can do. They are just going to sit in base now and just let them finish, provided they actually do finish. This is always the awkward part of the game, where you're not quite sure whether they're just going to drag it out as long as they possibly can, or if they're just going to finish the game. It's always frustrating for the losing team when the game just lasts forever after it's pretty much decided. I could be completely wrong. The game could go over to an hour and a half, and they could come back. Alchemist could do some amazing plays, and Gyro could get some sick farm, and they could totally ruin them. But I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. And there you go. That was the refresher used there as well, just in anticipation of a kill. And he's probably going to use it just now. Yep, he used it. But unfortunately not able to get the kills. Gyro's going to survive this as well, by the looks of things. If Spectre had used his ult there, they probably would have got a double kill on those two as well. But not up for using it just now. More interested in pushing the barracks. Not much the Gyro and the Disruptor can do to stop this, unfortunately. So yeah, it looks like this is that's going to be a Dagon by the looks of things on the Ancient Apparition. Obviously a little bit confident. By this stage in the game, he doesn't really need to be focusing on getting support items and things like that. They don't really need the mech that much this late in the game. So, very nice. And Silencer has got his Aghanims as well. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but he does indeed have his Aghanims. Looks like they could be in a bad spot here. Yep, and that is a very dead Nature's Prophet there. Pudge going in for that last hook there. The BKB being used here as well. That should be able to stop quite a bit of the damage, but unfortunately goes down. It was Jericho. Oh, hold on, was it? Yep, Spectre getting the kill there. Yep, Spectre on some quite nice farm here as well. We'll have a look at the net worth for towards the end of the game. And Nature's Prophet sitting on the top, of course, with his Daedalus as well as the Refresher Ags. It's quite a nasty build, really, for aggressive play. The Spectre is sitting on some decent farm as well, 15k net worth. That's basically triple what their top three is combined. He's a little bit late on that hook there. Not feeling confident enough to get it. Nope, it's unfortunate. And Nature's Prophet is going to absolutely wreck Pudge here. But Zeus comes in for that kill steal. Not that important this late in the game. You don't really need to feed your carries that much at this point when it's a foregone conclusion. A little bit of stun this Zeus. I think he's in a bad spot here. He's not quite got his refresher, so he's not going to be able to throw out more damage here. But that Pudge is going to die. There's quite a lot of damage getting thrown out by that Spectre, as well as the Silencer with the Glaives of Wisdom. So that's nice, and a very long range from tower shot there. Gyrocopter using BKB to stop himself from taking more damage from the ult there. Spectre picking up a little kill there with his Spectral Dagger, always nice. And they're just going for the tower dive now, not going for the fast finish. Obviously wanting to draw this out and enjoy their glorious victory. Ancient Apparition coming down mid lane, firing his ult into... where is he firing it? Yep, he's just firing it straight into their base again. See if he can get a little bit more squeezed out of this one. Nature's Prophet does not have his ultimate to throw here to get a kill, but I think he's just going to tower dive it anyway, and he may die for it as well. Yep, he does. Well, that's GG. Enjoyed that game. It's always nice to see the Team Global Ulti, or I think it's what was it? Can't Escape Heaven build or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that was an enjoyable cast.